Hey everybody, welcome back to Northern Lion Plays Monster Train. We've been having some good runs. A couple of them have fallen just short, but a couple of them have been in there, dude. A couple of them have been in there. Let's, we're gonna go random this time. We're gonna start to respect our train stewards a little bit more, as per the comments. We'll be rolling Stygian Guard. Ew! With the Hellhorned Kicker, with buffs and debuffs purged. Oh, you hate to see it. But Vent... I can't believe I've never won with Vent, considering how common it is. At the start of your turn, add a random imp unit to your hand. So we get an imp per turn. That's pretty good. So is draw 2, but this is basically draw 1 every turn. And it's an imp. The imp will cost 1, but I think we can make something happen here. So we'd rather have a spell weakness or frostbite. I really think... I mean, sweep spell weakness is okay for sure. You die so badly to thorns, but... I think going for maybe like a full frostbite build is okay, but most people seem to agree with me. By which I mean I seem to agree with most people. I still think you turn it on, even though it's going to make our champ nearly useless. They'll be great against the boss. Most people seem to be in agreement, maybe is a better way to put it, that the... Just think it. The Stygian champion is the worst champion. I did think about putting the fledgling imp up at the front here, but I think we're just gonna do it like this. I don't know, I think we're gonna play the Titan's Bane up at the top. And we're just gonna leave him there so that he can attack the boss at least one time. So we don't mind this. And of course you guys are dying because you're getting hit by thorns and you're getting hit by everything. Might as well do this. Let's see how this affects things. We got a unit living now. That's exciting. How about now? If we could get both train stewards to live, I'd be very happy. Yeah, dude, that's completely okay by me. We even got our 50 gold. We know for a fact that, like, this is not going to be fantastic. But that's okay. I think we, you know, just create a tank up at the front. Might as well put a train steward in there, and then doesn't really matter what we do with these. You guys are still really annoying. And it would be great to have a sap, but we at least did get 3 spells. So you're going to take 53? That's not that bad. And dude, getting an extra imp every turn is starting to look juicy. I mean, look at this. So we got Rage 3. I think sapping you for 3 should kill you. But so what's our best card? It would probably be this one then. And we'll sap you for 3. And dude, that's... To easily win your first fight with the trial on without using your champion at all is very spicy. You know me, dude. I love Crypt Builder. If you can make it work with offering, you got great stuff. We don't really have that yet, but with spell weakness in our deck, I think that's some good stuff. I do think important work is gonna hit way more often now. I don't necessarily think it's an incredible card, but I think it can work for us. So, do we have a play that gives us a unit? We do. Crypt Builder can also benefit from the imp that gives us energy, so I do like it. I think we go here and try to create some useful units. And honestly, I think you do go Deranged Brute, because we seem to be getting that Rage Imp fairly frequently. Quickness is not all that and a bag of potato chips. But what if we give you Rage 7? And then we'll go for a quick reroll. Really wanted to see multi-strike. Endless, it honestly doesn't tickle my fancy that much. Let's give this guy Rage 14. Which is hilarious, but also fairly helpful so far. And we have enough to remove 2 cards. I think removing 2... Well, I think maybe like removing 1 Torch and 1 Frozen Lance. Frozen Lance and Torch are both not very good in my opinion. I actually think Frozen Lance is worse because 6 damage to the front unit tends to not do as much for you as as 2 damage to any unit. Please tell me you had haste and not spikes. Haste, okay. So you're our energy boy. I think we do want you at the bottom. And then we pretty much just want you up at the front for the energy. Well, we don't mind that. You do 15 damage. Okay. It's a bit of a strange floor. But we did get through it. 15 armor to the front unit. I think you would probably still put you here. Okay, now nobody's taking hits. Only 2 units are dying. There's not much really we can do to change that. I think we'd give you spell weakness. Not much point in... I think you actually... I want the imp to take the hits and die, I think. What I do like, though, I think I like having a train steward up here, even though they're dazed. So that they can stop the archer next turn. And I don't really care if you get to our, you know, boss and do 1 damage. You know, it's not that big of a deal. So we'll sack you. We love the rage. We really appreciate the rage. And then, honestly... So this would do 8 damage. Which doesn't really change anything. I think we probably benefit from actually just... actually, hold on. Doing 6. 6 will kill you. I forgot you didn't... Which... He had spell weakness on him. I'm still content. I think that's a good way to play it. Now, you have good armor. You have sweep. Sweep's going to destroy our champion, obviously. But sap is worth a lot, too. The pyre chomper is not what we're looking for here, but it does go nicely with vent. Now, the problem is you don't want to discard vent. So I think you just do this, and okay, thank you. And we play this and see how it goes. Now you're dead. Okay. Very well played, I think. And we got a nice little rage synergy coming in on top of the Stygian setup. So I do think Titan's Tooth is, of course, very good. But I think Flash Freeze is a little bit more playable. I really don't look at this like... Really, I look at this and I say, why add an imp? You know, we could get this imp for free or any imp for free. The armor is not bad, don't get me wrong. I mean, it is a gold card. And then for 0, apply armor 5. Ascend is good, but the more I play on, you know, this level, the less I'm like, I think it's that necessary. Is armor necessary? I mean, getting a double stack on it, 10 armor. It's like, it's kind of in there in my own personal card evaluation. So I choose to go with that. This is a very tough choice. And the Titan Sentry is kind of a Frostbite enabler, so I'm willing to give it a shot. I think against relentless enemies, this can do some incredible work. So we don't really have that much money. I think instead of going here, we would probably go here. And let's start with the Relic. Volatile Gauge is not good enough. Even with... Like, I don't think it's any good at all. The draw is nice, don't get me wrong. We only have 1 card that costs more than 1. So apply spell weakness when a unit enters the train. I don't see it being great, but... These are good. Plus 20 purge. Or increase magic power by 20 on a spell and give it purge. Look, I like the train stewards a little more than I used to, but this is still a really good opportunity to get some value and also get a train steward out of our deck. And then it is nice to get the incant triggers, and you do have rage, but you do have frostbite. It's really which synergy do you want to go with, frostbite or rage? And I'll tell you, I actually think rage is a little better with our deranged brute. I think we're going to need capacity, because I don't know how to build out this bottom floor. But I'll tell you, I don't think our champion does anything. So just don't put the champion on the bottom floor. You can put the brute there if you'd rather. I'm just thinking right now. So you got explode twice? No, they enter with damage shield. I think maybe you kind of abandon the bottom floor on this one. Or you could accept taking 18 damage. Actually, you know what? I do like this. You would do so well with Endless as well. So but you're not even going to take 18 damage because we're going to block 10 of it with the Fledgling Imp. It's just a question of what else we want to put down here. I do think we want Nameless Siren down here, but then we can't put the Deranged Brute up here. So we'll probably put the Nameless Siren up one. In which case, we will play the Titan's Bane down here. So we're going to make like a Frostbite floor. We're going to play the Rage, or the Imp. Are we going to play the Imp? Yes, because it takes that 10 shot right off the top. And then we're going to play this on the boss, I suppose. I'm glad we talked that one through. We kind of got there on it. Alright, so we want the Deranged Brute on this floor. And then we definitely want the Imp in front. And we could sack it, but that's not the play here, I think. You definitely have got to go. And then we do have... Hold on. We have an Incant Rage trigger. Just getting you pretty strong. I still don't think you play that, though. Although, no, now that I... Oh, no. You don't want this guy to take the hit. Yeah, it's important that he lives. Okay, so on Revenge here, we're applying Frostbite. You love to see it. We might need to play an Imp in front of our, well, okay, I was just going to say I hope we get one. Now I'm realizing that's pretty foolish, but even just playing this for a one-cost play is pretty nice, just to avoid the damage we would take. It's not a ton, but it's enough to maybe matter. Although, I also look at this and I'm like, you know what? A Crypt Builder saves us 2 damage as well. And also kills an enemy. It does leave the Scholar in our deck. I'm positing right now we wouldn't be too upset to draw it in the future. So this is definitely a situation we need our Welder Helper up at the front. And he's going to take, let's see, he's going to take 10, 2, 5. So you're doing okay back here, but we don't want you to live any longer. We'll give you... We could give you this to get the Incant trigger going. I actually think that makes way more sense. We gotta... Ideally, we'd love to stop the Rage from burning out as quickly as it is burning out. So building as much of it as possible is worth a lot. Sorry, do you have... Let me rephrase. Do you have Revenge gain Rage 1? You don't, right? I think I had a unit messed up. I thought I had a unit that on Revenge gave Rage 1, but now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, no, that sounds dumb. This is a good one to think about. So I think we like you down here anyway. And then you not living long enough to do much damage to this guy back here is very helpful. So 10, you're getting... How are you getting hit for 10? That's what I'm asking right now. I think we play this. You're still getting hit for 10. I don't know. Anyway, the good Train Steward's got to go up at the top. And then for Sap... Like, I guess... This guy's dying. He's kind of a weird Sap, right? But if it saves you from taking damage, then I think you should. Yeah, alright. Okay, we're on the final wave. On this floor, really all we care about is the Frostbite. So this is like... We don't have any consume spells, which is funny. So we can go like Impish Scholar. I understand the Incant synergy up here, by the way. But Sacrifice, Molting Imp. Now we got a nice little blocker in play. And then I think we accept that this floor is not our floor. This floor is our floor. So we go, yeah. Oh, I didn't expect that to kill you. You're dead, right? Oh, you're super dead. You love to see it. And then hit him with an incredible vent. Alright, so far this has been pretty easy. Pyre has not been hit. You know the multi-strike is out of control, but I think you gotta lean into the rage synergy. So we already have one nameless siren. With capacity, we could get 2 on the same floor. We would struggle to keep one of them alive. Unless we gave them, like, endless. Then I'm trying to think of, like, for our other units, what do we even care about? Like, everybody seems to be doing okay. Like, on the bottom floor, from the way we had it last time, we have a unit that we like when they get hit because they hit an AoE frostbite. Then, on the floor up from that, we do kind of lack a carry, or like a tank, I should say. I think you don't mind the rail beater tank. I came around to that one. And I think this is for sure capacity. We have ulterior means of gaining energy. And I definitely think we go full upgrades. Because, like, getting a multi-strike on any of our rage units would be nice. I'll tell you as well, an endless on this Titan Sentry I think is worth a ton. Being able to yeet it out there for nothing and then summon it in the future, also very good. Alright, so, I mean, the 60 reroll is a little much. But starting with Rage 7 is going to do a lot. So we'll just do this. And, honestly, get these Frozen Lances out of here. But we would love to have more zero-cost spells. If we get the chance for more zero-cost spells, those would be pretty high on the list. And we're going to go Frostbite. We got kind of dueling synergies going on here. But I think it can work. Spell Shield 2. Spell Shield 2, for now, doesn't seem like it bothers me, but I hope to not be proven incorrect. This has been a very good run so far, so let's just keep talking it out. We know what we want on the top floor. The top floor is kind of a gimme right now. Or the middle floor, I should say. Unless maybe I'm looking at it, I'm like, do we want the ranged brute on the bottom? Hear me out here. Siren, brutes, imp, and then let's set up a frostbite floor, one floor on top of that. And this is like the exact same turn. We do have to kill... Well, you just use one of these. That makes much more sense. The rail beater was kind of supposed to fit here, but we do have so much damage with rage that it's hard to be upset, right? And I don't really care if you live. So the question is, do you want a rail beater here to get way more frostbite power, or do you want to put your other frostbite unit there? And but you want the frostbite unit to be at the front. Putting the rail beater in the middle is kind of a weird play. So I think you go rail beater top. Which he would be better as the unit with Resolve if we're going to put him at the top, but it is what it is. Alright, so that's your purpose there, is to just take hits. Your purpose is to apply as much rage as possible. And then you do get rage on spellcast. So we will just, it doesn't really matter who we drain here. You do make it up a floor, you're doing 1 damage, and you're dying, which is lovely news. Repeat all summon effects so far this battle. Okay. I think I do like that you're taking the hit, but we get another series of incant triggers off of this. We'll just give you a little armor to buff you up, and the incants are just outrageous, dude. It really doesn't matter. These exist exclusively to incants. You're doing great. You're dead. You are doing 5 damage. I'd prefer if you didn't, but... Is it... I don't know if the boss is sweep. So I'm just slightly torn. But we love casting spells on this floor, so let's put this on the behind setup here. And you're doing great. You know what? I would rather have the imp just take the hit for us. And then... The only other thing I would say is maybe, like, train steward up at the top. I doubt they're gonna make it that far, but we'll see. Yeah, you guys are both dying on the bottom floor, which is, like, absurd. I guess we are doing just an absolute boatload of damage, but... I mean, that doesn't change anything, really. I just wanted to see how good we could get. So this is going really well. That was with the trial on. So we're dialed in right here. So the incant is disgusting. The only question is, do we have the space to play it? I think the answer is going to be, you're going to like it. And certainly impressive is like, it definitely works for us. This would be a good time for some removal. Unfortunately, it does counter our spells, and I think it's a good time for a spell upgrade, too. Alright, so holdover is like the most important one. You definitely want something that you love to see every time. So, I mean, a holdover armor 5 is almost worth it in and of itself, just for the incant trigger on top of it. I'm genuinely looking at that. Like, this is tempting, but we don't have great healing, so it's hard to get out of it. Sap is always nice. It also has the offering trigger potentiality. But a 0-cost holdover spell that always gives us an incant trigger seems to me to be very, very useful. And we will make Crypt Builder cheaper. That's worth a lot. Plus 10 magic power. I think making a vent more 0 playable is worth a lot. And then double stack, we want it on the Fortify for sure. So now it's 10 armor per turn, plus the trigger on top of it. Honestly, the 1-cost Crypt Builder is good eats. And then 20 magic power consumed. I still think getting the Frozen Lances to thin as quickly as possible is important. I'm really, and I hope this isn't bad timing to say this, Spikes 4 does start to concern me. These guys are stealth too, so I'm gonna leave this off for now. I feel really in control of this run. Stealth is obviously just, it's a problem. So we have to really puzzle this out to begin with. We could set up a frostbite floor at the bottom. So they are doing 24 damage, so you gotta be cautious. But this does counter stealth enemies. Although, admittedly, playing you here is a little spooky. So we could kill 2, but they're all gonna die to frostbite anyway, so I think the better play is you put an imp at front to take 2 hits. And you are taking 2 hits, right? Yeah. And then you could kill 1 to save some HP, but I really think you just get the Siren out there. Because it's a pretty necessary part of our system to have her out there as soon as possible. And similarly speaking, like, the Deranged Brute has to get played. It's mission critical to an absurd degree. Really, it's very hard for me to kill you. It's very hard for me to let you go as well, but it's very hard for me to kill you. I think you do play the Crypt Builder. It really slows you down. And I think you go for the Super Rage, and I think you allow... Well, we got a choice, right? We can hit the Incant trigger, which is probably overkill right now. Or we could kill you and save 8 damage. I would much rather kill you and save 8 damage on our... Even though he is endless, maybe we should be a little bit more open with our endless units. So you're crushed up here. There's no doubt about that. Down here, we definitely do want to put you up here. That's necessary. And we're going to spell weakness you for sure and just get, like... We're going to tank up to the extreme. You're going to give me a bunch of energy. You know what? Hold on. You already gave rage. You're dying. We don't really want the rail beater. We want the rail beater one floor up. So we can only play 2 cards. I gotta think about this. Oh no, we can play all our cards. We just gotta do it at the right timing. The question is just how much do we care about an incant trigger? I think we care a decent amount. Or do we? I don't know, dude. I don't know. Like, I think you might as well take the hit. Although I'd rather, like, you come back with full HP. But you're only going to take 16 damage no matter what. Okay, so hold on. Get crushed. Get crushed. Go ahead and hit him for 8. Nobody cares. And the rail beater's just going to chill up here. I think we took the wrong card. We should have taken the one that gets 5 energy per turn if we're going to play it up at the top. So again, you dying does not matter to me unless it matters to me. For now, it doesn't matter to me. And then we got holdover and double stack on armor. There's 2 ways you could play this, right? Like, you could play it as an armor enabler for your sentry, or you could get your brute to just pog out of control, which I think I actually prefer. Because of the incant triggers on top of it. But I feel like we're dialed, like we're in a great spot. So, again, we're going to play Dark Deal here. Although we'll probably put it on you. And then we'll fortify the unit at the front. You guys are not as strong as you used to be. For sure. But still pretty strong. Now, the Imp is going to die, so we're happy to get him out there regardless. Might as well put a Train Steward up there, and there's one more incant trigger. And this middle floor is still a heck of a doozy. Alright, we got stealth units at the back, but they die to frostbite. We are only doing 3 damage to you, which is pretty bad. That's because of this sweep effect. Okay, and you're doing 9 damage. We could make our champion live long enough to put on way more frostbite, which I think is actually the play. And then you exist to take a hit, but you don't really take a hit. Don't you get 50 damage off that, or am I losing it? So we can still play everything. No, you can still play everything. Don't even sweat it. Alright, so we're going to put a decent chunk of frostbite on you. You got 43 frostbite. There's no way you're making... Everybody knew you weren't making it through this floor, but let's make it as ridiculous as possible. With sweep, we got to be careful. 9 damage, 25, 26 doesn't move it. This moves it a little bit, but it's not like it matters too much, or at all. This is just, it's the principle of the matter. Another good fight. Another fight I can't be upset about. We definitely do not need a second Guardian Stone. I don't really think we need Preserve. And I don't really think we need the Mollusk Mage. This is a skip that I'm happy to see. And then, I will admit, having a Pyre Chomper come out is pretty nice. But I don't think we need it. I think another, whatever that's called, impressive work, another impressive work can do stuff for us. We do not have removal this time. We're not going to be able to buy a relic. I think you take your free relic for sure on this one. This was an easy choice. We summoned so many units. This is going to be worth more for us, I think. Remove, consume, and cost 1 more? No. No, that's terrible. Can make this cost 2 to deal 70. I don't think that's any good. I think these are kind of like bad plays. I think this is a reroll right out the gate. Dunk-a-dunk. Dunk-a-dunk-a-dunk. Now we're kind of whiffing here. I'm the first to admit. What do you want, a permafrost? Like, I can't even think of something to permafrost. I guess maybe we could make a case for sap. And then why not at this point make something cheaper as well? Like maybe make an impressive cost 0 is worth something. I'll tell you, assuming we make it through this boss, which is always spicy. Spell shield 5 and units get armor. We're going to prioritize removing some things from our deck. Torches, frozen lances, train stewards. If we get those out, I think we got a consistent deck with a real shot at greatness. It's a great turn to have Molting Imp. But where do we want to establish our rule? Do we want Rage at the bottom, or do we want Frostbite at the bottom? But technically, you're looking at it and you're like, I think I want Frostbite at the bottom, because then they get more damage as they go up. But I don't think it matters too much, because if you have Rage at the bottom, most units will not live to see another day. But I think let's go with what we had last time. So we will go you and you. Great energy. And then the Imp at the front. Oh no, you're strong. But you're also dead to Frostbite in one turn. Then on this floor, you benefit from the Incant. So we're going to get slightly spicy and hit you and also hit you. Because the idea is we're going to have a tank in front of you pretty soon to begin with. Alright. Now, similarly, you're doing fine right now. There's no reason to panic. So we'll put a Welder Helper here. The Rail Beater goes up at the top, and now we got a bunch of energy to do with what we will. We'd like it if you died. And we're fine with that. And then, honestly, you do it like this. We want as many Rage triggers as possible. If we can get this unit multi-strike somehow, like, we're sitting extremely pretty. Alright, so we do have the Sap we could play. For this one, we finally, I mean, let's be obvious here. You gotta start with the Ranged Brute. And then, you guys are doing great. But we also could sack this Imp. Play this Imp. Okay, now we got 4 energy to work with. You guys are living, which is just absurd. I think we put the armor on you, of course, to get the super incants. And, can afford to play a Train Steward up at the top just to be there. We might as well play this on you. It does give you an incant trigger, but it gives us the incant triggers as well. Man, why am I like... I'm dialed today. This doesn't feel like a normal run. We're getting away with some stuff here. So we love a Guardian Stone here. And we know we got energy backing us up. So I think you definitely play you up here to just take a hit. It's better for us if you die, honestly. You get the incants. Although we could actually start putting it on you because you're a little weak as well. No offense. You guys are both dying, so I think we just Crypt Builder you. You're not dying. I think it's more important to slow you down than to get another incant. And we don't really have any other units. But we don't want to... I think we can put this Train Steward at the top. It's not like it's doing anything else. And we're clearing up our queue real quickly. We got not a whole heck of a lot to worry about right now. You're taking 8 damage up at the front, which is, you know, who cares? So, very quickly, we'll put 4 energy unit here. Now you're taking 2 damage, which is much, much nicer. Honestly, I think you put some spell weakness on the boss. Let's give you some armor just in case we encounter, like, a sweep unit at some point. You have Slay triggers. Revenge trigger is going to put some Frostbite on enemies. Which, again, we do want to get. Don't get me wrong. In fact, I actually like the double Frostbite trigger from getting this instead. I know, I know. He's getting the Harvest trigger. But these guys are getting 9 Frostbite. That's worth something. Let's not. That's too much. That's just rude. And then I don't know what you do with this Train Steward. I think you yeet it out of your deck. We got capacity, but we want to save the room for the imps. Oh, and the Frostbite is chunking away. You guys should have no chance on this floor. I can't believe you're surviving. I don't believe it. You're taking 13. Again, though, it doesn't really matter if you die, dude. Anything to get some extra incant triggers in here. I don't know, maybe you do? Nah, I still don't think you play the Train Steward. Our top floor is the real embarrassment right now. It has no reason to exist. And we'll just stack Frostbite. We don't want to play that on our boss yet. And I think we're getting actually close to the final wave, but we're still going to just double down on our, like, super incant synergy here. Yeah, so I'm glad we didn't focus on you. We can always summon if... No, we can't summon you up here because you're a little too big, but that's okay. So you're taking 6 damage. The longer we could keep you alive, just to put on more Frostbite, is really the whole game plan here. So it's gonna hit, that's a kill. We get a hit. If we do this, though, be hit, you live, attack. Hit, you die. So we don't move things too much on this one, to be honest. I think we're better off with that. But I don't think we play important work. Let's see what we're drawing. Crypt Builder, Drain. I think we'd love to draw that next turn. Let me rephrase. I think we'd love to draw it next turn. So we'll do it like this instead. Alright, so we got a little Frostbite on you. You're only taking 700, which is spicy, right? So in the future, let's save space up here for the Titan Sentry to go. This is a big floor for us. Can we summon 2 units? No. So we're not going to get energy back. So we got to think about how we want to play this. We for sure love this every time. And then I think you just go with the obvious, right? Like, you taking a hit probably benefits us. It did. And then I think you just go Crypt Builder, which did take off your spell weakness, but that's what we want to take it off on. You give, oh, that dude, the incants got us there, which is good. Because to be honest, our top floor doesn't really change the parameters of the fight very much. We have a lot of good summon effects. I think the Transcend Imp is actually fantastic here. And I think we'd just love even more capacity. So now we can fit the tank every time we have to go up. I think that's worth a lot. So we want the removal. A free relic is admittedly pretty nice too. But I think we've now hit the moment where it's like, the Train Stewards and the Torches don't offer too much. But at least the Torches are incant triggers. Do you investigate the crystals further? So yeah, I think we do. Plus 30 and plus 30 is really nice, but I actually think we want to make a unit lower capacity, and I think by making our Titan Sentry lower capacity, we make him much more useful as an endless unit. He basically becomes like an icy imp. I'm gonna be honest with you, we could easily lose this run. I have never, though, felt as in control for the entirety of a run as I do right now. I just, like, I don't know if an enemy has even... Ooh. I didn't go to upgrade. Multi-strike is so important, too. We do want it on you, but if it can't be done, it can't be done. So, you know, I think you do try to make the Rail Beater a little bit more functional. Now, Rage is not what we want on our Rail Beater, unfortunately. We'll just give him a little bit of extra sauce here. Oh, but you know what? We do still have 20 that we could spend on Rage for something. Why not? Like, why not? You know, it is played on that floor. But I don't think... A unit has definitely never made it to our pyre. No. But I don't even know if a unit, except for one of the, like, imps, like the you know, that unit, I don't know if they've ever made it to the top. The 3rd floor, that is. So you're extremely dangerous. The Ember Drain is terrible. But energy is not too much of a problem. But you do have sweep, dude, so we gotta be super cautious. That will cost us an energy. You know what? It is what it is. We like you up on this floor. We don't mind that. That's a weird one. Didn't attack because of sap. Aren't going to attack because of sap again. That's beautiful stuff. Okay, hold on, hold on. We can play you for 1. We can summon 2 units. Okay, so we do like you up here. Just work with me, okay? This is a strange one. We're gonna play you down here. Then we can play Transcendent wherever we want. And we like it here because we can get extra incant triggers out of it. You're not quite dead. That's okay. And we still... Oh, we don't quite get the gold because you got more HP now. Still, we're not sacking the whole run just to make it work, you know? So you're dying. You are going to get some attacks out first. For sure. For sure. That's okay. We know we're getting into Ember Drain territory. We know you're summoning you. And all of a sudden, you know, this floor is not quite as fun for you as it used to be, I imagine. You do have sweep. Where do we like you? Honestly, we would rather you take the hit up here. And then for spell weakness, don't think it really matters. I think we'd rather just get the incants going as quickly as possible. And same here. So no energy is not where we want to be. 1 energy. Oh, that hurts. So a unit may make it to our pyre here. We prefer it that way. The Ember Drain is just... It just sucks to deal with. So you are going to make it to the pyre, but you're not particularly strong. We do have 1 energy this time, which is like... Actually allows us to do something. The only question is, where do we want it? I don't mind any of this, but I think... Maybe we would have preferred some incants on that. I don't know. You're dead, which is lovely. You're endless, so we don't really care. You know, I think you just keep going for the play here. We are gonna have no energy this turn yet again, which is really bad. But at least we can play Fortify. And at least we can play Vent. And we can take out a unit. I'd really like to see my champion return. That's probably obvious at this point. But we can't summon 2 units, which is a bummer. I honestly think we sap you. That way, well, hold on. You start in a different place here. We would really rather have you up here for now. We want to sap you so we don't continue to get Ember Drained. Let's not. You guys are doing a ton of damage. Still keep up the great work. We could torch twice here. I mean... kind of does better for us than doing it anywhere else, but we've lost our armor enabler, which is pretty bad. What do? You're relentless. Every time you're damaged, you take 1. I think we prefer, because you only do have 6. Prefer the incant on that. And then on this, I don't know if it moves the needle for us at all. It's a little / very dangerous, but. At least this saves us from the Ember Drain. It also saves our pyre from some damage. Alright. You're taking 400, which is pretty good. And then we do like the Titan Sentry to give you Frostbite, although it is going to make you quite a good bit harder to kill. Or you're gonna get stronger every time. And I think we just want to give you the armor. I don't know how much longer it's going to let you live. You're probably not even going to be able to live through 1 by the time he gets there, so hold on. Okay, take the energy. I think we'd rather gain 2, draw 1. That's not what we were looking for. We were really looking for our champion. So, I mean, I apologize. But this is still pretty good. Alright. So we did do enough. Considering we didn't even play our champion that time, I'm pretty pleased with myself. And I still feel like we're in control. We took 14 pyre damage when we had no energy to even play on our turns. Not that big of a deal. I think you skip. I think we're locked in enough here. Let's see where we're at gold-wise. Even taking this, we won't be able to buy anything. Really? So I think you go here, and you say, you know, what do we not like? Dude, like, the frozen lances are essentially worthless. And to be honest with you, the energy siphons are pretty bad too, but I leave them in there as, like, incant triggers. I think maybe consuming a torch to make our deck more consistent. And I mean, at this point, we're at the boss. We might as well make something cheaper. Alrighty. I feel pretty decent, but we couldn't have afforded anything. Considering this run, hey, if we die, I'll at least be able to upload this and not feel bad. Like, we've done a very, very good job. And our third floor still has barely been used. So, the good news is, we love having the rail beater up here. And at least he's gonna take a hit early, which is more than he's ever gotten in his whole life prior to this point. Now you guys, we do still want to play this here. Even though it makes you stronger, your whole reason for existence is to take this hit, so we don't have to. You're gonna die to the pyre anyway. We might as well hit you with something. And we're not sacking him because we die in that case. We get to apply a nice bit of frostbite though. Okay, this is the Ember Drain unit, which is what you do not want to see because our champion is dead as heck. But we did just win a fight without our champion. So you definitely go, you know you want the Deranged Brute. You know you want the Nameless Siren. We literally just can't get to you. I would love to. Trust me when I say I would love to. But, you're gonna kill him and you're gonna Ember Drain him because we can't get our armor. I choose to accept it, though it annoys me. You go up at the front because you're endless regardless. And then we want to trigger all the summoned effects triggered so far this battle. Which will kill you? Because we're gonna do 5 damage to you when we come out. That's right. We don't really care if you die. Do we want you at the front? Yeah, you're better at the front here. I thought you would get more rage from that, but... then... we really want to slow you down. Although we could get, more incant triggers. You're actually dead up. Okay, so... we're gonna be -1 energy. And I can't stress enough, losing the champion sucks. We're going to be -2 energy on the next turn. Can we summon 2 units this turn? We can't. So we're kind of a little handcuffed here. That's okay. For sure we want you to be stronger. But the incants are insanely important. We don't mind playing this because we get the buff and you die to Ember Drain, which means you don't actually get Ember Drain to begin with. Certainly don't mind that either. The sweep units have to be killed so fast, though, to keep this unit alive if we can't get the armor chunk in every single turn. Man, I would love to kill you before you had a chance to do anything. I don't think that's gonna happen. You guys are all dead anyway. So I still think we hit you, and then I think we vent just to get that incant trigger going as much as possible. You guys are definitely not dead, so I have misread that card, which is not a surprise. But now, this is kind of what we like. We like having this tank up here now to do some more dirty work. Now, I think this time you... oh, but you're gonna die. Hold on. Bro, we were so Ember Drained, we can't do what I wanted to do. 10, 10, 12, 12, 12. You're not living no matter what. This is dangerous. Because we have a sweep unit coming up, we're going to give you the energy, and then we pretty much just have to let this one go. That is what this unit is here for, is to be the tank. You're still dying. So I think we do have to do this. I think I'm choosing to accept that my pyre is gonna be in a really bad place. There we go. Oh, but of course our guardian, our incant dude is gonna die anyway. Hold on. Hold on. These sweep units are ruining my whole life, essentially. Alright, you just hope your pyre lives through this. Dangerous. Still pretty dangerous. You're taking 5. Dude, our pyre is spiced up. No energy is such a kick in the freaking teeth. Me personally, I mean, we have plays. What I would say is it's probably most beneficial to sap this guy. I just want to run the numbers. So we have to hit you 4 times. You're going to do 40 damage. 44. Our pyre should live with 12. If we die, we die. If it doesn't live with 12, it's going to live with 2, which is not where I want to be. But it is what it is. 10, 10, 12, 12. So you're dying no matter what. You need the armor. In order to get in front of this upstream, I think we have to sap you. Although I recognize it looks very strange. Alright, so now we've got some breathing room. The problem is we also have to kill you, so I'm pretty sure we're super dead. I mean, I have to kill you before you can hit our pyre, which I literally just can't do. The way you would want to build this is something along these lines, but I've accepted. I've accepted our fate, though it annoys me a great deal that this is what it came down to. We fought a good fight, and really, we got hard countered by a boss that did everything we didn't want him to do. They swept us, which is horrible for our low HP units. They Ember Drained us, which is really bad because we go wide. I still had a great time, but it does hurt. And oh my god, so many other people have come around here. A lot of people putting in some time on Monster Train recently. It's alright, just means we gotta, you know, buckle up and do a little bit better. For now, thanks for watching. It was a great run until the very end. If you did enjoy the episode, please click the like button, especially if you watched all 53 minutes and 6 seconds. It helps me out a great deal, and I appreciate your support on the series so far. Thanks for making Monster Train such a success. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. See ya!